Hello and welcome to Focus IR. I am John Hewman and I'm very pleased to be joined today by Scott Ellam, who is the CEO of newly Aquis-listed Connecting Excellence. Welcome, Scott.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very
Good. Busy process getting to market, but through that now. Scott, welcome to Focus IR. Perhaps best place to start is tell us a bit about Connecting Excellence and yourself. Where's this business come from? It's a slightly different type of recruitment business, I understand, with a bit of a Bitcoin twist.
Yeah, so XC ticker, Connecting Excellence Group. We have a flagship business called Spencer Riley, which was established 2014. So what that is and what that's always been is an executive recruitment company working internationally across a number of different industries, number of different regions, placing mid, senior and executive level candidates with clients ranging from the big four through to £1 billion private businesses, PLCs and small to medium enterprises across a number of different markets. We've got the Topco Connecting Excellence Group, which is geared towards accelerating our future as a PLC. So that has a Bitcoin strategy, an active Bitcoin strategy as well. But Spencer Riley and the group of companies has been buying Bitcoin since 2021 as our primary reserve asset. And we plan to now use the public markets to allow us access to the capital markets and increase the operating business as well.
Yeah. So tell us a bit more about Spencer Riley, the kind of, the background. Is a business you set up yourself in 2014, I understand. Tell us a bit about the sort of journey that business has been on.
Yeah, I suppose that business has started like a lot of international executive recruitment companies. It started organically and it grew organically as a private business. So the markets that we work across professional services, business advisory, we work across logistics, we work across engineering, and we work across medical devices, gaming, technology. So that's a team of consultants who will be focused on their individual niche markets, and they will be, if you like, inch wide, mile deep on their marketplace. So one of the team we'll work with, and I'm naming companies that you'll recognise there, but PwC and KPMG, predominantly Middle East, Europe, USA. So the team on logistics might work with UPS and some of the small logistics firms. But ultimately, that business has grown and gone through that 10-year period where we've been profitable for just around about a decade now, 2014, if we say. And one of the challenges to growing an executive recruitment company is attracting good staff to join the business to develop your revenues. And we believe that our strategy going forward allows us to now do that on a much bigger scale. So it's a platform for growth, and it's a platform that we've built where we're able to hire somebody. And if you use the term plug and play, so if someone's joining from a competitor of ours who's got their own clients, got their own candidates, understands their market, is an expert in their space, they can join the business, step into our systems and get started.
So what is it it's a busy old market, but you're obviously doing something right there to have grown in the way that you have. What is it that Spencer Riley is doing differently that's attracting good consultants and good clients?
So we've had the primary Treasury reserve asset for the group as Bitcoin from 2021. Now, if you'll remember, the price drew down over that period, and we were just buying price agnostically throughout the entire period. And at the same time, our business revenues doubled over that period. So we were acting as if we were a Bitcoin treasury company as a private business, which was focused on increasing the level of capital on our balance sheet as a direct result of the operating business's success. Now, moving forward as a public business, the difference with our business and a lot of our competitors in our market is we're now building a balance sheet that allows us to attract the high-performing revenue-generating consultants to the business. And the way in which we do that is due to our public status and due to our Bitcoin treasury strategy. We're now able to offer similar basic salaries to our competitors, similar commission scheme to our competitors, but we're now also able to offer performance-based share options for revenue-generating staff. So a good consultant will bring in, let's say, £300,000, £500,000, 700,000. A really high biller might bring in £1 million on their own. They're few and far between. So how do we attract the highest performing staff to this business? And we believe the public status, the Bitcoin Treasury, allows us to offer the share options that they're able to gain based on results only. So deliver the revenue, deliver the profit. We will buy more Bitcoin and build our treasury further, and you will gain some share options after the fact. And then we can use that as not just a talent attraction tool, but a talent motivation tool and a talent retention tool to allow the business to grow as a direct result of the Bitcoin strategy.
Yeah, it almost feels like a sort of multiplier effect. I think you've called it like a dual engine where the business and Bitcoin reinforce each other.
Yeah, I suppose it's a compounding effect between our active use of the balance sheet and the public status, allowing us to access capital markets and more creative financial tools and innovation, like Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds, for example. We're able to be really active in growing a pristine balance sheet. And that allows us then to use tools like the share options to compound that growth into the operating business. So we're raising our net asset value on the balance sheet side, and we're raising our revenues and our profits on the operating side as a direct result of that Bitcoin strategy. And I think that's the differentiator with us and our competitors in the industry. It's that compounding effect between, okay, the digital capital is attracting human capital, and there's a flywheel effect going on there, in that the more successful each aspect is, the more options we have to deliver success on the other side of a business as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that you've brought these two things together that you wouldn't naturally think sit comfortably together, but obviously they do, and it's working. What is it that made you sort of introduce Bitcoin into this process? You obviously have a firm belief in Bitcoin as an asset.
Yeah, I mean, I think the combination, actually, just being a people-driven, the people equal the revenue and equal the growth, and the network effects. We have 100,000 connections as a business with mid, senior, and senior level candidates around the world. And those network effects are what drive the growth of the business. The same network effects that drive the growth of the adoption of the asset class Bitcoin. But to take you back to why I'm so highly, I have such high conviction in the asset class. Personal journey through Bitcoin stood out to me in 2017, 2016. Okay, this is the first time we've got a finite asset with a hard cap of 21 million. This is the first time there's an asset that can't be confiscated and can be transferred anywhere in the world without a third party needed or permission. So no banks, no private banks, no government can prevent a valid transaction. So I immediately looked at it and thought, well, there's a use case there over the long term for people who are moving capital between countries. And the fact that it's finite and there's no controlling central party can print more, which is kind of what we see with the central banks, thought the value is likely to go up over the long term. And I'm thinking 10, 20 years time when I'm thinking that. And then we got to 2021. I saw it as a solution to long-term store of value on business balance sheets. So I'm an advocate for studying Bitcoin as a business and finding out how it can benefit your business over the long term. And combining that with this business, I think we've landed on a very fortunate situation in that we don't have particularly forward-looking liabilities as a business. People are on modest basic salaries in our industry, and they earn strong commission based on results. So we've not got huge amounts of contracts or capital equipment or anything like that. So it's quite a niche opportunity for a business like ours to do industry leading growth and show and prove that model to our competitors.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect combination. So obviously you've recently completed the IPO on Aquis. What's the rationale behind that, and what are the plans? That provides the foundation for.
The IPO allows us to access capital markets and do the things that as a private business would be more difficult to market and to if you like amplify the message that we want to deliver. So we've completed the raise with Aquis. We went out looking for a minimum of £1.5 million from the raise. We were oversubscribed on the institutional side of the raise, and we were several times oversubscribed on the wrap retail offer. So we've raised 3.3 million, and we've done that in order to maximize the ability of the business to start with a small market cap and take as many investors on the journey that we want to go on over the long term, which means we can educate the institutions as we move. There are global players in this marketplace who understand the asset class, understand the Bitcoin Treasury focus. We have an investor on there, a key strategic investor for us called Adam Back. Now, Adam was the first person to receive an email from Satoshi Nakamoto. Adam is British. Adam is the co-founder and CEO of a company called the Bitcoin Standard Treasury Company, which is launching in the USA in partnership with Cantor Fitzgerald or Cantor Equity. Now, that has 35,000 Bitcoin in the business and is worth circa 3.5 billion at the current stage. So Adam's also the co-founder and CEO of Blockstream. So what it's allowed us to do is bring on board the institutions and the investors who really understand this industry, because they're passionate about other people understanding it and being able to study it and the conversation being normalized. And this allows us to start that journey with more investors. And purposely, we started this with small market cap to grow, so people can come on that journey rather than Adam's £3.5 billion start over in the US.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it does sound like there's obviously lots of appetite for a Bitcoin-based business already, given the retail oversubscribed that you had there. So you mentioned this is the start of a journey. You started small-ish, but it's a long-term journey. What's the plan over the long term? Obviously, got to market, and the plan makes sense. Where do you go from here over the long term? What are you hoping to build?
Yeah, well, we're hoping to build the title of the business, Connecting Excellence. We're hoping to continue building a strong team on both aspects of the business and continue delivering strong results for our clients. And I think it's important to build a business that demonstrates to our industry and demonstrates to the industries that we're in that this strategy is something that should be considered. And what we want to build is a large, sizable, pristine balance sheet with a significant focus on increasing Bitcoin per share for our investors. And we want the operating business to demonstrate industry-leading growth. We've had a 37% compound annual growth rate in the operating business revenue over the last 4 years. And we believe that the asset class and the balance sheet that we are building will deliver, or the asset will deliver similar results over the long term. So we want to demonstrate the model, and we want to build a business that builds a team that can deliver across both sides. So the team that we have on the Bitcoin Treasury side of the business, we have Richard Byworth, who's ex-Nomura managing director for Southeast Asia, looking after their convertible bonds desk, futures desk. He's done the derivatives side. We have Vijay Selvam, who is ex-head of governance at Goldman Sachs, who's also at the moment as chief counsel on a listed digital asset exchange. We have Sam Roberts, who led the first British pension fund allocation to Bitcoin. And then we have our CFO, who has spent the last decade preparing for main market listings. So we believe we've got a team that can take the business forward into the future. We want to deliver on behalf of investors, welcome more investors into or onto the journey with us, and we want to keep expanding our network.
No, so it certainly sounds like you've got the right platform in place to deliver that vision at a time where Bitcoin, as I'm sure you strongly believe, is very much coming of age. Scott, congratulations once again on getting the IPO away, and it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you.